Well, welcome everybody to Colombia. It's very sort of, actually it's not as balmy as it was, but it's still a bit sort of warmish. We've come here to the darkened cave here at the stage right to, as promised, as we said in Costa Rica, that we would catch up with people who make things go bang a lot. Not as much bang as they. And here we have Mr. Eric Muccio.
Eric Muccio, my name, they call me Mooch. I'm one of the pyro guys for the crew out here. That's about it there, buddy.
Harkin from New Jersey, correct?
New Jersey, from Jersey Shore, down the shore.
There you go.
Born and raised Jersey.
Big up to the Jersey boys.
Yeah, big into the Jersey boys, yep.
And on this side, we have Keith, who harks from a bit farther north.
I am Toronto, to be precise, yes. Yeah, I'm Keith.
Yeah, you actually in Toronto, or?
North of Toronto, actually.
Yeah.
Nice quiet little town.
Yeah, nice.
Lots of lakes.
I mean, obviously, this is a little bit hotter than Toronto normally is.
Aye. Yeah, there's a few feet of snow on the floor right now.
So you're happy to be here than there at the moment?
Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
The weather's great.
In a kind of way.
Yeah, kind of way.
I think you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, well, as promised, we actually filmed you guys doing a bit of a flame test the other day.
All good?
Clear. Hey, we're going to do flames here, boss. We're at time, you got to hit them all.
One at a time. All right.
Hey, guys. Take that down. Take that down.
Pyro test, stage right. Good. Two. Number two. Number three. Number four. Five. And number six. Stage left. Flame test. Get that guy out of the way. Fire in the hole. All right. All fire. Good. Pyro test. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so during the show, you're obviously stationed, well, not obviously, the people here don't know, but you're stationed here on stage right. So can you explain sort of how things work? Do you have your own audio feeds and that kind of thing, or do you hear the show, or do you literally just go by what's happening on stage and eyeball? Or
I have an audio feed in my ears, so I can hear what the band's playing exactly at the time. And we do about seven songs. We have effects through the show. I generally stay stage right in case there's any issues, anything like that. Mooch is running around, checking out on everything. Make sure nothing's been kicked over by Bruce or anything like that. And for the most part, it's been running very smoothly.
and does that happen often? Does Bruce knock stuff over, or?
Not very often, no. We secure it down as much as possible. And he's pretty good about it. He runs around up there quite a bit, but he knows where everything is, and he's great. And if he does hit something by accident, he eyeballs us right away and lets us know. So.
Well, I noticed on Power Slave, sometimes on a couple of bits of backstage footage that I've seen, is he's actually, I think on one particular thing, it might have been for the cameras, I don't know, but he was actually like almost cueing you for the flame that comes up. Does he do that, or do you just go on the beat of the song? Or?
I go on the beat of the song. Initially, when we first started doing it, he was cueing me at the time. But now it's just we've been doing it so often, basically every show for the last year, and it's just same every night. So nothing changes in the show. The band likes it all the same, so it's good. No surprises.
And Mooch, obviously, during the show, you're sort of checking everything on the burners.
Everything. We do a lot of visual communication back and forth out here. I give him an okay, we're good to go before each cue, make sure that he's comfortable, ready to shoot it. If he's not comfortable shooting, he's not going to fire it. So I got to make sure that he's comfortable and he's ready to go with the cue. So he's ready to push the button there. So we do a lot of visual contact out there, a lot of thumbs up, a lot of okays. So we know that everybody's safe and everything's ready to go for the cue.
Well, obviously, yeah, with this amount of pyro, I mean, you've got a fair bit of pyro up here. And,
Oh, absolutely. And it's from one side of the stage, we got curtain moves going on. We got people getting in costumes and all that. So it's a lot of hectic back and forth. Make sure you're not knocking anybody over or getting in the way of a curtain move, because a lot of cues are in the beginning there, and it's, it sets up the song. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on in between that. So we got to keep in contact all the time. I mean, there's a couple songs we got to break, but most of the night we're running around.
Okay, now I've seen, obviously, you guys come here pretty early in the day. Now, do you construct do you get local pyrotechnics delivered, or I've seen you actually sort of adjusting stuff and making up new, like, starbursts and stuff like that? Or?
We get a local pyro guy to bring in our product for the show and this and that. And then we got to sort it out, see what they got, see what's allowed in this country, what we're not allowed to use. We have to sort it all out before we go. Step one, we got to open everything up, make sure it's all good to go before we do anything. Usually we come in the night before, load in. We load the airburst up there so we're not in anybody's way with the truss and all that. Get that all prepped up and check out all the products.
So everything looks pretty good here today. Unfortunately, our flashes are a little dirty. What happens was the top of the tube got open on one of them, and the powder that's in there leaked out a bit. For the most part, everything looks good though.
Yeah.
Preciso da vida.
Make sure all the equipment's good to go. Make sure everything's good for Keith to go with that power, electric. It's a lot of things involved when you get little things that could come back and bite you in the ass if you're not careful.
Well, especially when you're dealing with this kind of thing. And now, talking of things like that, there was maybe might feel a bit wrong to bring this up, but there was one instance in Montreal where you had the old airburst things on the go there, and they were a bit loud, weren't they?
We're a bit loud, yeah. We had different products for that show.
Yeah.
And it was the last one before we went to Europe, so we're getting rid of everything. And they had a bit of a kick to them. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
It was all or nothing, was it?
It was, yeah.
It wasn't because it was home turf and you just thought, I'll give the guys at home a bit of a show?
No. It was what we had at the time, and had to make it happen.
Well, I know they were, the other day they were actually asking you to reduce the airburst a little bit as well, so you're sort of halving the amount of I suppose, what is there, gunpowder and silver you were saying that's in there? Or?
Basically, yeah. We've been making them a little bit looser, a little bit smaller. They have a bit of a kick to them, and they are right above the band's heads, so it does affect them when they're playing. Yeah. So we've been reducing the size of them.
Yeah. Now also, you have these big flame burners that go around here. And is this propane you're burning, or? Hey, we got one right here, John. If you want to take a quick peek.
This would be Keith's specialty. He's good with. He's one of the best gas guys I've ever worked with. Keith could tell you all about these here.
Explain a little bit that, Keith, about exactly what you got working there. I mean, is this sort of big old gas canisters? And there you go.
These are our dragon heads. I shoot the big columns of flames during Number of the Beast. Yeah. Each system runs 2 heads.
You have like 6, 8 of them around the stage?
We have 6 heads around the whole stage. It is a propane system. Unfortunately, we cannot use them here today in Bogota. The authorities will not allow propane in the premises. Right. So for places where we cannot use these things, we've got a pre-made, basically it's a black gunpowder effect, and that just shoots a 3-second column of fire. But it's a one-shot deal. Right. With these, we can do multiple shots, longer durational, and they basically go right through the truss and piss off lighting guys around the world. So,
well, I think it was in Guadalajara we actually filmed you doing a flame test. We'll see a bit of footage of that as well. But I mean, obviously the flames were licking up around the light rig there, and there was one of the I think it was one of the moving lights was smoking a bit after you'd finished.
A little bit of dust in there. We're cleaning out. We haven't burnt any lights this whole tour. Lighting guys get really scared.